Now tell me, doesn't it just feel amazing to know that it's another lovely Wednesday afternoon? Yes, of course, it's another beautiful episode of Flipside on independent television, reaching you live from the ancient city of Benin. Yep, I love to call it that city where the king is truly king. Now, for starters, Flipside is one show that seeks to look at issues from a different perspective, from a not so popular perspective. Okay, so we try to strike a balance on topical issues right here on the show. Now, my name is Harry Igboje, and of course, it's my pleasure to have you join me on this episode of the show. Like you already know, I'm not alone. I've got two amazing people in the house with me, and together we're going to be doing justice to the topic of discourse today. Now, to my far left is a popular face, someone who is well grounded in the area of business and entrepreneurship. Now, I don't think it needs much introduction, but yeah, I'm going to be introducing him all the same. He goes by the name of Deacon Matthew Ehiyorobo. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon. And good afternoon, Nigeria.
Okay, seated next to him, and she happens to be the only lady in the mix. She goes by the name of Peace Odulaja. Welcome, Peace.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Peace happens to be a core member who should be passing out real soon. And at the same time, she is an entrepreneur, doing pretty well for herself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Okay, now we're having a very interesting conversation today, and it might interest you to know that we are having two amazing people who are grounded in the area of business. So without wasting much time, let's get right to the topic of the day. Now we're talking about self-employment and entrepreneurship. Yeah, self-employment and entrepreneurship. Now, these two concepts seem quite related. To some persons, they are one and the same. But it takes an expert, it takes a professional to, draw a distinction between them. And at the same time, draw some links and relationships between the two. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the most important concepts that we need to know as far as this discourse is concerned. So the first question I would like to ask here is, what is the relationship between entrepreneurship and, self-employment? Let's start from the piece.
Thank you very much for that question. So to me, self-employment is when an individual employs themselves, they're not working under anybody.
Okay.
It can be a freelancer or a small business owner. But entrepreneurship, on the other hand, it involves scaling a business. It involves innovation. It involves growing.
Okay.
So sometimes it might involve you employing multiple people, employing different type of people. And most of the times, entrepreneurs start off as self-employed, but not all self-employed people are entrepreneurs.
Let's put that in proper perspective. Most entrepreneurs are self-employed.
Most entrepreneurs start off as self-employed people.
Okay.
Because entrepreneurship is more than self-employment.
Okay.
So they start off as self-employed, but not all self-employed people are entrepreneurs. Yes.
Okay. Deacon Matthew.
Yes.
She just made a profound statement.
Yes. It all starts from being self-employed. It is from what you do, you delegate responsibility as to who can handle certain tasks, even while you are not there. Okay. And creating value, which is the hallmark of entrepreneurship, is to meet a need, you understand, by pulling some unique package of resources together. Resources here, we're talking about factors of production. There you have land, you have capital, you have the labor, and the entrepreneur himself. So that is where the distinction comes between entrepreneurship and being self-employed. Distinguishing between the labor and the entrepreneur. You can be the employer of labor, even while you are not there, the business is running. But working for yourself, which is self-employment, you need to perform almost all of the tasks.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so how do you know if entrepreneurship is right for you? Because we seem to be in a very challenging era where there are lots of economic challenges here and there, okay? Times are hard, and even people who are receiving salaries are not finding it funny, right? So some people are thinking of starting up something just so they can be free, right? Financial freedom and then self-employment, because it can be quite tedious working for people sometimes, right? So everyone is thinking along the lines of self-employment. So how do you know if entrepreneurship is right for you? Peace.
To know if entrepreneurship is right for you, right, you need to first check yourself. Check your skills. Know if you're resilient, if you have passion for that particular thing you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah. You check if you have leadership skills. You check if you have problem-solving skills, because those are one of the important things.
Let's take it one at a time. Leadership skills.
Yeah.
How does that factor into this?
When it comes to entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship entails different aspects of things. You should be able to lead those aspects of things. You should be able to know how to lead people when it comes to working for you, when it comes to doing different things for you, because it entails most of the times entrepreneurship entails large scale businesses. So you should be able to know how to handle people. You should be able to know how to lead people to do the right thing for you.
Okay.
So that's when leadership comes in. When it comes to problem solving, there are a lot of problems that are going to come up in your business.
Such as,
let's say, trying to come up with a new product. Let's say there's going to be problems when you want to come up with a new product.
when you're trying to innovate.
When you're trying to innovate new things.
Okay.
So those type of problems that are going to come in, you should be able to have problem-solving skills to solve those problems, to bring solutions to those problems. Okay, when you're talking marketing, what solution can you bring to that particular market that you need? How can you come out to the market? You need problem-solving skills like that. How can you attract new customers? You are trying to brand new, you're trying to do new branding for yourself. You should be able to have problem-solving skills. What is the problem that I'm facing with branding currently?
Does that first have to do with identifying the problem?
Yes, you have to identify that problem. Then you have to have solving skills to tackle that problem as an entrepreneur. So when you check these things, you have to check your passion, the skills you have. Does it relate to that particular business you want to do?
Okay.
You check it. If you see, and it's nice. You check if you are resilient. You check if you can stand financial instability.
Pressure.
Yes, if you can stand financial pressure at the start of your business. You check if you're a risk taker, if you're a hard worker, if you're a smart worker at that. You have to check all those things before you venture into entrepreneurship.
Okay.
You have to check all those things.
Well, with time, you're going to try to explain to us what you mean by a hard worker and a smart worker. I know a lot of you business persons have some very funny terms that some of us can't even relate with. Now, what's your perspective to that, Deacon Matthew?
Yes, talking about entrepreneurship, if it is right for you or not, is if it is born out of a necessity. When God first created man, he asked him to dress and keep the garden. And that is where entrepreneurship started.
Wow.
You understand? Looking at your environment, looking at your endowment. If you look in all geopolitical zones of Nigeria, even to the international communities, resources are not equitably distributed. What these have, the other doesn't have it. That is where trading comes in. Okay. It all started from barter. Give me what you have, give me what I need, then take what I have. Okay. It was because it was not a measure of unit for exchange, then currency have to come in. You understand? So look at your environment. What are those things you are endowed with? That is where entrepreneurship starts. Okay. Before looking for resilience, leadership, knowing what to do and what not to do, it is around you. Look at what are your endowments. Then know how to create value by putting those resources together to making a product. Because whatever your field of study, whether you study whatever it is, if you do not have product to offer and services to render, it's as good as you didn't go for any study or skill development or even act of entrepreneurship. Because entrepreneurship itself is creating and managing, resources to creating a value. Okay. So those values must meet a need. And somebody must be willing to exchange, his hard-earned resources for those values you've created. That is entrepreneurship.
Now let's begin to examine the advantages and disadvantages of self-employment.
Yes.
Everybody wants to be self-employed in this
Yes.
era because, like I said, 9-to-5 jobs are not funny, to cope with, especially given the current economic situation,
Yes.
right? So if you go out there now, even on social media, everybody is a CEO. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of self-employment?
Bible says, "Seest thou a man diligent in his duties?" That kind of man has a honor not to move with mean men,
Or to dine with kings?
but to move with kings.
Okay.
So that is one of the advantages, that you will have recognition. You know what I do? And over the years, great recognition from the states,
To global
even
now.
you understand. So,
Okay.
and now as a consultant to many public institutions of Ireland, even to private institutions. So there is recognition. And that is why I always tell people who wants to make it easy, you understand, whether by Yahoo or hookup, there is no value attached to it. There is no self-esteem attached to it. You cannot speak in public fora like this, that this is what I do, you take glory of it.
So it's not something you're proud of?
It's not something you are proud of. Even to those that are cutting tickets, that's why I'm telling the governor, the government of the day, whether at the state or the federal, it should not be a means of compensating those that help you to power, to giving them right to cut tickets.
Okay.
There is no value attached to it after that tenure. You understand? Okay. So we should be able to create and develop our skills. I do ask this question: what is Edo State known for? Before now, we are known for bronze casting, even furniture making, until all these foreign furnitures is gradually kind of sweeping the local woodworks away. We should be able to have an identity carved out for the state, that this is our value proposition.
This is our identity.
This is our identity. And that is why even at the federal level, give or take, your tenure will come and go. But what remains? The value of your currency, your debt profile. This is not political. What you make out of it should be that how is Nigeria seen in the international community?
Okay.
It's not just you enriching yourself. No. We need to define our value proposition as an individual, that is being self-employed, then as a corporate entity, where entrepreneurship snowballs into global brands.
Okay.
You understand? So we need to look at this holistically. So there are so many benefits. You understand? It gives you leverages to exploit, research, development, and all of it.
All right. Peace, do you have any contributions to make to that as regards the advantages and disadvantages of being self-employed and, of course, being an entrepreneur?
Okay, so advantages of being self-employed, it comes with freedom. It comes with independence. You can track your growth, track your incomes, your outcomes, however it is you want them. You have a large potential capacity to grow wild. As a self-employed person, you can reach various, just like he said, you have value to offer. Your value, you have more recognition as time goes on. The more you grow big, you have better recognition. One of the disadvantages are you get much workload and responsibility as a self-employed person.
Yeah.
It's one of the disadvantages. As a self-employed person,
you don't think that's a disadvantage?
That is the responsibility. That is where the recognition is.
All right, go on, Pete.
But greater workload.
Greater workload?
Yes, greater workload as a self-employed person.
To add
be able to share.
To add to that, Paul said, I glory in my infirmities. You know what that means? There is potential in the suffering.
You derive joy in your challenges.
You derive joy in it. So I don't see it as a disadvantage.
Okay. Now, I think you guys have pretty much laid the foundation for this.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's take it a notch higher. How do you come up with a good business idea? Now, being a business person, it's not just enough. It doesn't just have to do with waking up one morning and saying, okay, you want to become a business person, right? You have to come up with a plan. You have to come up with an idea. And I think that's where a lot of persons have challenges, coming up with an idea. So how do you figure something out? Because I believe it has to do with being creative, right? So how do you create something out of nothing?
Human beings, we are multifaceted. What do I mean by that? We are a being of supreme endowment. You understand? Entrepreneurship, being self-employed or taking it higher, entrepreneurship, You know, it can be carried out in different dimensions.
Okay.
Now, the very first one is that understand, like I said earlier, your innate ability. There is this God-given goal, as in what you want to do in life. Everybody have it. It is when you have lost it as a person, then the institution, like the family, like the education institution or the church, the religious body, can help you discover it. You understand? Now, one can sit down, you receive a vision about something, and you put it to work, and it works, it solves problem. Then if you don't have that, you know, because we have different measure of gifts and abilities.
Okay.
Whether physical, spiritual, whatsoever you call it. But whatever dimension you operate on, if you are able to identify it, you work with it, you run it. You know, I told you about your natural endowment.
Yeah.
It has to do with those things around you. You know, we have this communication skill of not just of the hearing or what you can utter with speech, but of the inner voice. That when you discover these things, you know, then you begin to unveil, you know, those tendencies. And you see that people will come to you, you know, to get the service. That is on one hand. But coming to the institution, we have different vocations, different departments, faculties of learning and all of that. Then you will now look at, I like these people doing this thing.
Okay.
You know, it can start like that. Somebody, you know, taking somebody as a mentor.
Okay.
Not that you are called to do it, to doing that thing, but because of the way the person is predisposed to it,
you are
you know,
inspired.
you are inspired and you want to belong. Okay. Then you will not go through the rudiment, the teaching. Okay. You understand? The practice.
Mentorship.
Which being, you'll be under apprenticeship.
Okay.
You'll be schooled in that area. That you become as good as somebody who has the innate ability. There are those people that have innate ability that doesn't even need the 4 walls of education or to be on that tutelage to get, you know, becoming a professional. You know, I'm one of that category.
Oh, really?
It will interest you what I'm doing. You know, I didn't learn it any other apprenticeship. So it's God's given gift. You understand? So that aside, you can be inspired with the way a system has been organized to be trained in that perspective, and you come out with certificate and you do well. And that is how it is. First, you must identify those things you are endowed with.
Okay.
You understand? That is where it starts from.
All right, amazing. Now, Peace, what's the essence of a business plan in starting up a business venture?
So the essence of a business plan is like a roadmap. It's like a roadmap for your business. So if you check other like courses, or maybe you're going into tech, you see front-end development. If you go online now and you search for roadmap for front-end development, they're going to show you roadmaps. Oh, first learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then go to APIs, different things. Those are roadmaps. Okay. So you have to have roadmap for your business too. Okay. Or your skill, anything you want to do, have a roadmap. Even in life, it's always better to pen your goals down. Okay. So you'll be able to stay focused. So a business plan is for you to stay focused.
So you don't lose track.
Yeah, so you don't lose track. You work on that particular track. Oh, this month, I want to start this business. Next month, what am I going to do? I want to work on my branding. I want to work on my marketing. The upper month, what do I want to do? I want to expand. I want to order in bulk. So you'll be able to take those roadmap. Next month, I want to learn of financial literacy. I want to add more knowledge. So business plans are like roadmap. Okay. They take you, they direct your step. You'll be able to look back. Even if you are moving out of track, you'll be able to go back and be, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing now. Okay. It's not that you will go from 0 to just 80. You flat, no. Roadmap will make you be on track. Okay. That is what business plan is for. And I feel like everybody, be it a small business owner or a large-scale business, you should have a business plan.
Okay. All right, in case you're just joining us, it's Flipside on Independent Television, and today we're taking a look at self-employment and entrepreneurship. What are the relationships and what are the distinctions between both? Now, we shall be going on a break, and when we return, the program continues. Please stay tuned. All right, it's still Flipside on independent television, and we're taking a look at self-employment and entrepreneurship. Now, Deacon Matthew,
Yes.
she was talking about the need for
business plan.
a business plan,
Yes.
and you wanted to add something to that.
To add to it is that, Bible says, put down the vision, write it down, make it plain.
Okay.
So whatever vision, whatever goal you want to actualize, you must pen it, and that is the business plan.
Okay.
Understanding the step by step you need to take in actualizing that goal, because you cannot just, even before building a house, there's what we call business plan from the architectural design, to look at the dimension, the apartments and all of that. Before you see giant structure, it is spelled out on a plan. Okay. You understand? So that is how it is. Whatever it is, how you are going to get, even in business, there's what we call a business model canvas. 9 building blocks of how you get your inputs, your value proposition, and the output. Even in other model of SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, threat, you know what your weaknesses are and where your strength lies to actualizing those goals, and what are the external factors like the threats, maybe from policy, environmental factor, you need to deal. They should be spread out in the plan. And it will make it easy. If you've forgotten anyone at any time, you go back to the drawing board. That is the plan. And you see, you begin to fly.
Okay, now let's take a more serious posture to this discourse.
Yes.
What legal steps can be taken in starting a business venture?
You see, in a business is like a human being.
Okay.
It's an entity. In fact, no business ever exists without having formalized the registration. So we have different business units, like the sole proprietorship, that is where the self-employed start, then partnership, then private limited company and public. Those are listed in stock exchange market and all of that. So, and it is the Corporate Affairs Commission that is in charge, of registering any business unit. So you must make move, to formalize your registration of your business. So that it can stand as an entity. You understand? And by the time you take it up to a limited liability company, then you will separate your personal belongings or property from the running of the business. It is as important as what is even as the breath of oxygen to human being. That is how legal space is to a business.
A business, okay.
Yes.
Now, Peace, do you have anything to add to that? With regards to taking legal steps to, making a business solid.
Just like Iya said, your CAC is very, very important. Your CAC is very, very important. And even after registering your brand, your business, your company with the CAC, be it your business name or your company name, pay your tax refunds. Pay your tax refund every year. If you know that you're a small business owner and you're not ready to, like, maybe you don't have the money to pay for CAC yet, you can do SMEDAN.
Okay.
Yes, you can do SMEDAN. Small and medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria. Start with SMEDAN. After moving from SMEDAN, then you can move to CAC, because it is very, very important. Just like he said, it's like a breath that we take. Just that's how it is for a business. Anything can happen any day. Most of the time now, CAC is like a trust step for your customer. If clients see that you have CAC, they are rest assured that even if anything happens, they know that they can take it to the government, and they'll be rest assured that they can get whatever it is they're looking for. So your CAC is very important. Your legal steps are very, very important in business.
Now, some persons will tell you, especially people who are just starting up, they will tell you that the reason they can't go as far as registering or getting their businesses legalized is because of the cost of incorporating it. They'll tell you it's too expensive, so for that reason they'll just be doing it, as much as they can until they are able to afford it.
That's why I say they should go through SMEDAN. SMEDAN is cheaper than CAC. SMEDAN is cheaper than CAC. I think when I did SMEDAN, I paid about 2,000 naira or something. But at that time, people were even registering themselves and getting their certificates.
Okay.
So, but right now, I don't know how much it is, but you just make your inquiries. There are a lot of people that are ignorant out there that decide to not just make inquiries, that just pay any amount they ask them to pay. Like for CAC, some people collect as much as 50,000 naira for a CAC. I'm like, why are you not making your research properly? There are people that collect as low as 16,000 naira, 20,000 naira for CAC.
CAC.
Yes.
That's for business name.
That's for your business name. Small business, that's for your business name. We're talking about company name.
Okay.
It's expensive. But I've seen people collect as much as 50,000 naira for business name.
So it's an individual thing then?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people come up, there are agencies that do these things, so their prices vary. So you have to make your inquiries before you do this thing. 20,000 out, when you take 20,000 naira in a year out of everything you're doing, I bet it with you, you can afford it. You can afford your CAC.
All right.
And to add to that,
Yeah.
you know, government can't do anything with you without you being registered.
Yes.
Okay.
Government cannot do anything with you. And
In
if you
other
get
words,
to a
anybody
time-
that's starting up should prioritize
Yes.
registration.
Yes.
That is where the entrepreneurship gets higher than being self-employed.
Being self-employed, yes.
Self-employed, you do business without being registered and all of that legal tenant. But being an entrepreneur, they are one of those critical steps you must observe,
Okay.
you know, in scaling up your business. And even to qualify for grants, you know, in fact, you know, this 2025 budget, though what they voted for MSC is small, about 40 billion,
Okay.
you know, but there is provision for you to receive government grants. Without all this registration and recognition, you cannot access them. And even paying of tax, it's not just a liability. Let me tell everybody out there, if you keep your records, because tax is not on your capital,
Okay.
it's on your profit.
Profit.
Once you keep your record, you know, you file in your returns, you'll be able to remit what belongs to, and with those receipts, you know, it sounds you out,
Okay.
you know, to assess many things of government which is due you.
Okay.
But because you don't have all these requirements, all these documents,
Documentations,
you
yeah.
know, you say government is not doing this, government, but they're actually doing it. But because of ignorance and lack of understanding, those things, you miss them, and you know, nobody to blame.
Okay.
You know,
Now
that
let's-
is why education, knowing what is due you at a time, is very, very important.
Okay.
Don't say, I'm making money, I don't need to enhance myself academically, because when you do, it's not just to obtain the certificate. You know, you will know those things that are due you.
Okay.
You know, Bible says, my people perish because they
lack
lack
of knowledge.
knowledge. Even in the business setting, you understand, there are things and you are entitled to. But because you lack the understanding, you will lack the knowledge, you will just be shortchanged just like that, and nobody to blame but for ignorance.
Okay. So you're talking of the need for people to equip themselves with the right knowledge.
Exactly.
All right, it's still Flipside on independent television, and I'm having so much fun, you know, just having this conversation with my guests in the house. We're talking about entrepreneurship and self-employment, the relationship between both. Now we shall be going on yet another break, and when we return, the program continues. Don't touch that dial. All right, welcome back. It's still Flipside on independent television, and we're talking entrepreneurship and self-employment. Now, let's talk about funding. Okay. Now, funding is a key part of entrepreneurship
Business.
or business generally. So, how can a business be funded? What are the various ways in which one can fund business?
Sourcing for fund for a business is not primary.
Okay.
Surprised to know, it's not primary, it's secondary. After identifying your thoughts, your goals, or what you intend doing, you know, then the step you now make in getting funds is now what should be taken important. Now, there's what we call personal savings. You understand? From what you are giving, those gratis, pocket money, so to speak, transport. There are sometimes you choose to trek some distance for which you were giving money, you save it. You understand? Then after involving yourself in being self-employed, working for yourself, rendering services, and you are paid for it, then there's what we call plowback profit. Instead of consuming all you generate, all you gain, you pull some profit back, you keep it. You know, so generally business are funded from first savings. Then by the time you have started doing business, then you cannot scale up by way of getting loan. I tell you, don't start any business with loan.
It's a loan, okay.
It's not scalable. It's not appropriate that you start any business with loan, whether even as grant, because you are not going to pay back, but you must put structures, measures in place for proper accounts to be taken and know what to spend. In fact, it will get to a time you put yourself on salary so that you don't spend beyond what you should be able to, so that to have excess of fund, to inject into the business subsequently. Okay. So it is when the need arises, you now look for credit facility, to inject into the business. So basically, it starts from personal savings, flat back profit, and all of that.
Now, Peace, what's your thought on that?
Yeah, he said everything.
Okay.
He said everything.
All right.
But I would like to add, sorry.
Okay.
When we're talking about self-employment and entrepreneurship, and everybody starts from somewhere. So there are a lot of people that do not have capital right now for these things in Nigeria because of the economy status that we have currently. So there are different type of businesses you can venture into. If you're finding it hard to get funding, there is no capital businesses. So you can have a drop shipper that is a wholesaler, that you take pictures from those people, or you take pictures from online, you post it until you get a buyer, then you give it to the wholesaler to send out to you, to send out for you. Sometimes you can go and pick it yourself, or if you do not have transport fare, because a lot of people struggle with that too, you can do that. So that way you'll be able to save the profits you have. Then I want to venture on the salary you talked about, because it is very essential. As a business owner, yes, as a business owner that have grown profitably well, you have to salary yourself. Yes, I don't know if that English is right.
It's okay.
Even as a business owner, if you're making about 50,000 naira a month, you should be able to pay yourself salary of about 2,500 naira per month.
Okay.
That way you'll be able to scale properly. So there are times that I'm going to be talking from experience, because I'm someone that I've suffered a lot because of that thing. Because I'll go to the market to buy some things for a gift package. Then I like perfumes, I like jewelries. I'll see something I like and I will buy it. Until I'll go back home and be like, where did this money
come from?
Where did I lose this money? Then I remember that it was that thing that I was not supposed to buy that I bought. Then it will come back to come and bite me where it's not supposed to bite me.
To tell on your
Yes, it will tell on my brand.
Okay.
So those are the things you're not supposed to do. So that way, if you schedule yourself on a salary, you'll be able to manage your expense. You'll be able to manage your spending, that, I know that at the end of the month, I get to get this money for myself, and I'll be able to buy things that I want for myself. That way, you'll be able to track your income.
Okay.
This is what I bought, this is what I bought. Okay, at the end of the month, my indirect cost, my direct cost, you'll be able to write everything down. That at the end of the month, this is the salary that I am worth for this month.
Okay.
That way, I feel like the funding is going to come up. But most small people right now, people that are struggling with funding, I would advise you go for no capital businesses. There are a lot of no capital business outside right now.
Businesses that are not too capital
yes,
intensive.
They are not capital intensive at all. They just have to get somebody. You're just literally going to be like an intermediary. There's somebody that's a wholesaler somewhere, that even the retailers out there that you are buying from, they are buying from them. So you'll be able to put better gain on them. If you're going to the market to get, maybe you want to start a jewelry business, there are wholesalers, big wholesalers in the market. You just have to do your research and work properly in the market. Okay. There are wholesalers in the market that, even if they are going to sell to retailers, they sell to retailers like 2,500. The retailers are going to sell for 3,500. They are adding extra 1,000 naira to it. So if you are buying from a retailer that is selling for you for 3,500, it's going to be hard to get customers when you are selling affordability from the start point. Okay. So imagine going to the wholesaler herself to buy from the wholesaler. That way you'll be able to put 1,500 naira on your own package. So that way you'll be able to save better profit.
Okay.
To scale bigger.
Now, I think you pretty much answered the question that I was going to ask as regards how to manage your business finances, so as not to go bankrupt. Now, the question I would like to ask next is, How do you attract customers to your business? What measures do you think can be taken, to attract customers to your business, especially in modern day?
Okay, so in modern day now, everybody is on social media. Yes, everybody is on social media. So I feel like as business owner right now, in this era, you should be able to leverage from that.
Okay.
You should be able to leverage from that. You're a business owner, you're just starting. Even business owners that are funded by rich people, they have investors from onset, they still leverage the power of social media. Okay. You should be able to go into online marketing, content creation, create the right content for your business. Right. Always have it at the back of your mind that this is for the people. That is how people are. The first thing they think is what is in it for them. Okay. That's how everybody is. That's the psychology behind people. What is in it for me? So you have to let them know what is in it for them and what problem you are trying to solve. Then you sell it for them online and you get people to buy. You have to leverage networking and connection, even physically. There are a lot of times, like in church, we do evangelism. There are ways you can do that for your brand, for your business, physically. Okay. You go to places, you go to landmarks, maybe supermarkets, you go to schools, like universities, you print flyers, you talk to people, ask them if they have so problem. Imagine you're selling skincare. Imagine you're selling something that has to do with beauty, something that has to do with somebody's body. Then you go to them, you sell the problem out to them. Oh, so and so. I noticed that you have rashes on your face. Can you tell me what type of skin do you have? Can I analyze this for you? You sell that particular problem to the person. You give your card. There are a lot of cards we do now. We have QR codes on cards that you'll be able to scan immediately and take them to maybe your website or your social media pages. That way you'll be able to attract people immediately. Okay. So immediately they say, oh wow, I see that you have arranged page. Your page is telling whatever it is you are selling immediately. Like, okay, yes, I think I'll be ordering this. Thank you so much. That way you'll be able to reach more people. You just have to keep telling people, this is what you are selling. This is how it is done. This is the problem I'm solving for you. Okay. There's no way you're not going to get customers.
Anyways, you are sounding as someone who's quite experienced in the social media marketing thing. All right, Deacon Matthew.
Yes, it works. Taking it away from social media, okay. It all works together. It's a pool of synergy. And also to maintain brand identity. When you are able to consistently maintain brand identity, as in what you are known for, people will come. Okay. And that will also exploit the power of referral. Having been able to satisfy one customer, that one customer will confidently tell a number of others, go to that person. We are in a competitive market. In market structure, you have different forms of market monopolistic tendencies. But majorly now, even the so-called power supply, there is solar challenging it now. So nothing, virtually is being monopolized anymore. Yeah. Though it may be capital intensive, but you being able to satisfy one customer, it has the power of referral, to direct so many. And again, there's what we call, different marketing structure of pricing, having to do with skills in then penetration. Okay. Penetration that is lowering your price to gain more customer. If you scheme by way of putting high price because you have been recognized, gradually people will shift away. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. So you need to penetrate the market and hold on to the market share. Those number of customers you are able to satisfy and maintain. You need to do more of research and development to retain your customer, because if you satisfy them today, tomorrow their satisfaction drop, their utility, what they derive in using your product, if it drops, you'll be losing a customer base. So you need to maintain value, brand identity. Get people to be satisfied with what they derive using your product, and they will tell others. Okay. And be able to retain them. Very, very important. It's not enough to gather crowd and you cannot satisfy them. Over the years now, I thank God, though we all buy materials in the market, but there's a way I put my own together that I have this identity that my products are durable.
Okay.
I've been known for that for about 30 years now, since 1994, 95.
So you've been able to create an identity for yourself in that
so
regard.
that even the foreign product will fade away, but his product is still there. So,
Okay.
and that is what has given me the recognition and the penetration I've had in all of my endeavor.
Okay.
So,
Now, having addressed the issue of attracting customers to your business, Peace, how do you grow your business? How do you take it from, say, level 1 to level 5?
That's a very tricky question.
Okay.
Because moving from level 1 to level 5, it has to take a lot of knowledge.
Okay.
Growing a business is not just by your own knowledge. Let me just put it like that. You have to add other people's knowledge to yours. You have to acquire knowledge every time. You have to make research. You have to do your market research. You have to do your people research. You have to do your customer quality. You have to do your a whole lot of things that I cannot name.
When you say add other people's knowledge to yours,
Yes.
how do you do that? How do you achieve that?
You take courses.
Okay.
You take, like online now, we have a whole lot of people that they come online to make tutorials. They talk about different type of things. Like there are so many social media experts out there. They'll tell you, okay, there's a particular way to pitch out to your customers when you want to talk to your customers. It's not just that you wake up today and say, good morning, I'm selling this. So there are some people that actually tell you that if you take a particular approach to people, telling people good morning, we have so and so available. You can use storytelling, different things. So there are different things to grow in a business. To grow in a business from level 1. I would not say that it takes few months. It takes lots of hard work and years. So many hard work and years. But I feel like one of the main important things is your market research.
Okay.
Just like the way he said, you should be able to penetrate the market properly for you to grow from level 1 to level 5.
Okay.
You should be able to have a particular standpoint that, just like the way he said too, that is known for durability. Something like that will sell. It will even take, funny thing is that when you talk about that durability, it can sell him out and take him from level 1 to level 5 in a year.
Wow.
And it will not take the same person that is doing this same business. It will not take, if the person does not have that particular thing in that particular business, it might take that particular person 3 years before it takes them. So growing a business, it differs on the type of business you are doing too.
Okay.
It differs, it really matters the type of business you're doing.
Okay.
So you have to research your business. What works for me? What will work for me in my business as a gift, as a gift creator will not work for him as a shoemaker. So you have to know what works for you.
Okay.
And you have to harness that. You have to eat it. This is what worked for me. You stand on that. You leverage on that.
Okay.
So many things.
Now let's talk more about building a reputation for yourself as a business person. Some persons have a reputation that they've built over the years, and for that reason, they don't even need to do much marketing. Their name speaks for itself,
Yeah.
right? Sells them.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do much talking, okay?
Yeah.
Because of what you've been known for over time,
Yes.
right? You just have people gravitating towards you naturally. Now, how do you achieve that?
You see, it's taking it from scaling up. You know, when you've been able to win the interests of the people, you now have some form of leverage. You understand? And even in growing a business, to add to what she has said, is traveling. Traveling is another way you grow. Go to another environment of people doing that similar thing you are doing.
To gain exposure.
Yes, look at the way they are doing it. Do you understand? Ask questions. So it's part of it. You know, traveling ordinarily, they say it's education.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to certain environment, you see how the environment
Learn
is
new
and all
things
of you
about
exploit the
the
opportunities that are there. Then you bring it home. And that is why we always talk to our politicians. They go to Europe, they go to West. They don't see those good things that are there to bring home. You know, it's the basbos, increase in this, increase in tariff, increase in custom. And by the time you are buying raw materials to work, it's increasing your cost of production. Before you know it, they will say, foreign product is not this expensive. But it is in the durability will now make our proposition known.
Okay.
You understand that people will say, after all, you buy 2 of that one. You know, one of these will still be serving you. So, but what we are saying is that when you are scaling your business, you go do research, development, take what you see, the good thing about it, bring it home. Domesticate into your business, in your entity, and you see, you will not be enjoying that status that you don't even need to talk much.
Okay.
You know, you begin to, then you scheme. You know, I talked about penetration, different marketing skill, penetration, then, you know, as a monopolist, you just say this is it, because it is you that dictates that value, that dictates that proposition of this is my brand, durability, or whatever it is in your business. You know, so to get that, just like studying in some private universities that are well known, you know, in Edo State, you know what their school fees is compared to other institutions. So it gets to that when you have been able to win the interest of the people, you know, in certain area, they'll say, if you need it, go. You understand? That is how it is. Traveling, then getting opportunities out there, you bring it home. So I'm using this to appeal to our politicians. Please, when you see good thing out there, bring it to our economy.
All right, I hope our politicians are paying attention. Now, Peace, at what point does a website come into the establishment of a business venture?
Website. So when we talk website, we're talking of making it easy for people to buy from you.
Okay.
So as a business owner, this website is for two different type of business owners. So we have the small business owners and we have the large-scale business owners. When we talk about websites, I would say if you're a large-scale business owner, if you're unable to handle the amount of clients you get in a day, if you're unable to respond to as many as customers as possible, go for a website. That way it will be easy for people to shop from you without any stress. Optimize your website properly, that when they come in from the first stage to the last stage, it is seamless. That's when in website you talk about the interface and the interaction of the website. So that's the beginning, that's the UI, UX, and that's the UI and the UX, the front end and the back end of the website. So you should be able to optimize your website properly for people. So if they are unable to message you to order personally from you, they should be able to go through your website and it will be seamless and easy for them. But when it comes to a small business owner, I would not advise you go into websites for ordering, for buying. Because you still need that personal communication with your clients.
One-on-one interaction.
As someone that is starting up. So you'll be able to get your customer reviews properly. You'll be able to have this customer relationship with your clients. So it's people that, you know, large scale, they started from somewhere. Imagine a large scale business putting out a website. Hello guys, we already have a website that is going to make it easy for you guys to order. And you are skeptical about using a website. Someone that has been ordering from you and say, you can order. She's someone that is trusted. The website is just to make it easy for you to order. So you'll be able to order faster. Like if you message her now, she might not be able to reply until the next day because she has so many customers. But when you use the website, you'll be able to order. But you as a small scale business, you should still have that customer relationship.
All right.
Someone should still be able to come to you to order from you and say, hello, good afternoon, welcome to so. We appreciate that you're patronizing, you're patronizing us, sorry. Then you go into the details of the patronage. So, I really like your customer service, so she was nice to me. You still need those things at the early stage of your business.
Thank you very much. Now, finally, Deacon Matthew, what are the key traits of a successful entrepreneur in less than 1 minute?
Being able to pay your salaries, having your marginal revenue, always stopping your marginal costs. Understand? You should not be indebted. In fact, any business that cannot pay its staff salary cannot thrive. And that you should be able to pay your costs, cover your costs. In business, there's what we call average variable costs. As in all your total costs, you understand, you do the calculation, divide by the quantity you've been able to deliver per unit or per a period of accounting session. You should be able to cover your average variable costs. It's very, very important.
All right.
And then you'll be able to, get those things you've not been able to get in the past, as in growing in size. if you could employ 2 people, maybe subsequently you can raise it up to 3, 4, you know. Those assets you were not having, you understand? That shows you are
Right.
you are
You are growing.
you are
doing the
growing.
needful. All right.
Not just that every now and then you are indebted. you
Okay.
know. So
All right, guys, I want to say a big thank you
Thank
for taking out time to join me on the show today.
appreciate
And I hope that the next time I call on you, you would oblige me. Right?
to God be
Thank you so much. And
You're
please, thank you so
welcome.
much as well.
Thank you.
All right, it's been Flipside on Independent Television, and I must say I've had so much fun just discussing with these amazing people in the house today. Now, we've been taking a look at entrepreneurship and self-employment. Now, if you're someone who's coming up and you have a flair for entrepreneurship, well, first off, ensure it's something you really want to do. Just like my guests have said, if it's something you're passionate about, that's a start. And then, of course, begin to make research and then find mentors, people who can help you, get started. Okay, that way, even when challenges come up, you'll be able to scale through. Now, it's been an amazing time. My name is Harry Aigboje, and until I come your way again, same time, same station next week, do ensure you do the right thing, stay out of trouble, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.